Let's take a look at the chart action for Bitcoin. Okay, so here's what we're looking at on the Bitcoin price. So in yesterday's video, I was talking about how I was watching this channel pattern and we actually cracked it going to the downside. I was kind of curious how far we're going to go down or if we're just going to get a quick wick down and then come back up. We actually closed that daily candle below this trend line, and right after I made that video, we got a bounce and now we're sitting right around 39,000 again. So I think what I'm going to do is delete this bottom trend line since we broke it and we closed below it. I'm not really paying attention to that too much anymore. The things that I am still watching though are the bottoms on this 4-hour time frame like I talked about yesterday. We have one at 33,000, one at 35,000, and one at 36.5 thousand. So I don't know, I still have my limit order set here, but the things that I'm kind of liking right now on this chart is if we go to the daily time frame, I'm looking at the moving averages, and right now if you look at this moving average right here, the 9 moving average on the daily time frame, it looks like we're testing it right now. We're really close to it and we're testing it. I think if we could break above that, then I think we might see a pump to the upside. The other thing that I'm looking at is if we go to the weekly time frame, we have the 9 moving average right here, this blue line. So we're really close to it and we're testing it right now. I think if we could break above this again, we've broken above it right here, and we've been basically trying to test it going to the upside in all these candles right here. We've been getting wicks going to the upside, but we haven't been able to stay above that moving average. Like I've been talking about, if you follow my channel, if we could break above this weekly 9 moving average, close the candle above it, and then get the next weekly candle to stay above it as well, then I think that's going to be a good signal. I think in general, being really close to the moving average is better than being far away from it too. If we were right here, I mean, if the moving average is right there and we got to push down and we're down here and the moving average is up here, I think it takes longer to get back to the spot like we are right now where we're kind of testing it. It does look like we're like kind of cracking it right now. So I don't know, that's just kind of some of the good things that I'm looking at. I like the way that we're really close to these moving averages on the daily and the weekly time frame. This is the daily. So I think that's good, but in general, it's kind of weird right now because like I said in yesterday's video, we're still on this bottom trend line right here. I'm not paying attention to it as much, but we're still kind of in this area that we've been in for a while now, and we're kind of testing that bottom of this trend line. So I'm still looking at, like I said, the bottoms on the 4-hour time frame. And if we zoom out, we also have a bottom. Let's go back to the daily time frame, and we have a bottom down here at around 29.6 thousand. I think if we get red volume and start to push down, I think this might be the target, but it's possible that we just wick down and hit some of these limit orders as well. The other thing though, it does look like we're back above that trend line and we are holding support and we're testing the weekly and the 9 moving average. One thing that I found interesting is this bottom support right here lines up with this channel pattern target, because if we target from the top to the bottom of this channel and we drag this to the breakout somewhere around here, we didn't really break out, we just kind of cracked it. But if we do break this channel going to the downside, it does look like this pattern lines up, or this pattern target lines up with 29.6K, somewhere around there, approximately. I think the other thing that I'm looking at right now, let's go ahead and delete this trend line again, is the resistance levels, kind of like I was with Ethereum when Ethereum broke that bottom trend line. So what I'm looking at is this resistance, and this resistance, and then as well as this one and this one. So let's go ahead and set up that other trend line. We have one like this. I think if we could break this trend line going to the upside, then maybe that will be our signal that we're going to come back up to around 35,000. It's possible that we come up to this trend line and get rejected and start pushing down again, but this trend line is something that I'll be using as a signal if we're going to be heading back up, or if we start having trouble with it and start pushing down, maybe we're getting rejected on this trend line right here. Kind of hard to say what's going on right now because we've been in this area for a while now and I don't really see any clear patterns if we go to the 4-hour or anything like that. I mean, it looks like we have some resistance right here, maybe like this as well, and maybe a bottom like this, but I just don't really like the way this is looking. I like paying attention to the daily time frame more than anything. And like I said yesterday, I was watching this trend line and we broke this going to the downside, but right after I made that video, we got a bounce and popped right back above there, and now we're kind of sitting right around 39,000 again, that we've been in the past couple weeks actually, or like week or two. So yeah, not sure what's going on, but I'm looking at these limit orders down here. If we head down, then these are the first ones that I'm looking at. The bottom's on the 4-hour time frame, and then if we zoom out a little bit more, we have this bottom down here at around 29.6 thousand. If we get red volume and start pushing down more, I think this will be the target. But just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys like this video, hit that thumbs up button, and I'll see you in the next one.